Thanks for tuning in. This is JT. And if you are hearing this, you have once again tuned in to the Consequence of Habit podcast. Hey guys, I wasn't sure if I was going to do this podcast tonight. It's already a day late. Podcast was supposed to come out yesterday. I've recorded some great guests, but I feel compelled to get on here and get some stuff off my chest. And I hopefully won't lose too many listeners after this one, but we'll see. You know, I want to talk about the habit of content consumption. I want to talk about where you're getting your content. And this isn't me picking one side of a political view, or it's actually the complete opposite. You know, in the world of pro wrestling, they have this word called the heel, or the lucha libre, right? That's your bad guy, and he's plain as day to see. But in the real world, it gets a little trickier. See, who your heel is, lots of times is dependent on what channel you watch, or what Twitter feed you take in, or what Instagram page you follow. You know, the other night I couldn't sleep. It was like 2:30 in the morning. I was on my phone and I started scrolling through this news feed. And I started watching these videos. And I watch a video, and then it just feeds right into the next one. And it's a lot like the other video. And what these videos were about, it's actually relevant. It doesn't matter. I'll say it has to do with current events. But I could tell I was getting angry. I was tapping into this visceral feeling of hatred and anger, and it's toxic. And I realized I was part of the problem. You know, it's like watching a guy getting ready. A guy pulls out in front of you, or you see he's getting ready to pull out, and you go, "Oh man, this son of a bitch is going to cut me off." And sure as shit, he does. And what do? You race up, you ride his bumper, or you try and cut him off, and you are just as much the problem at that point. Now, I don't want to get on here and come across like there aren't issues to be dealt with, because there are 100%. But what I do want to say is be careful. You know, we like to think we have this thing called free will, where we decide what we think and what we don't think. But when we're taking in this media content from these corporations, that at the end of the day, their job, they're a business, and they're there to make money, and they're paid by advertisers. And they're tapping into fear. They're tapping into the fear of one side or the other. They've drawn a line in the sand, and they've either picked one side or the other, because they know they've got a loyal audience. Because most of us are living in a fucking echo chamber right now. And it's reinforcing these ideas and these thoughts about other Americans. And it's escalating. You know, traditionally, in turbulent times, we circled the wagons. You look at something like 9/11, we circle the wagons and we look out for each other. Well, we sure as hell aren't doing it now. We're being like puppets. What you watch every day is deciding how you interact with everyone around you. And if you think it's not, well, you're wrong. So I don't even know what I'm asking here. I'm actually just pointing out a problem, and I wish I had more of a solution. I'll say this. I implore us to have some emotional awareness about what we're watching and what it invokes in us. I'll ask you to not live in an echo chamber. That doesn't mean you switch from MSNBC to watch Fox News or back and forth, because I got some news for you. They're all guilty. They're all guilty. And again, this isn't me trying to minimize things that are going on, issues that we're having. because that's not my intent on this. Like I said, there are things, there are problems to be tackled. But you watching 8 hours of people being violently assaulted on one side or the other is not going to help. There is an overall tension in this country right now. You can feel it. Drive around. See how many altercations are just happening, man. Violence is just under the surface, if it's not spilling into the streets already. I'm seeing fights in Walmart parking lots, and we are walking around on edge. You take away the divide, the political divide that's going in this country, and there's enough reasons to be scared. And there's people using that fear, using that uncertainty. I can't say that word. Uncertainty. There we go. And then they're using it to control us like puppets. So this isn't. I'm not coming out with consequence of habit coexist stickers. It's not what I'm doing. I'll end it this way. Let's try to put our phones down. Let's try to stop being keyboard warriors. Let's try to take a breath and treat each other with a little bit of decency and respect. Let's try to be a little bit kinder. Just a little bit to each other. All right. With that, I'm out. I got some great guests coming on. It won't be me on a soapbox. It'll be somebody with some great messages, telling their story. Again, guys, thanks for listening. If I've offended anyone, wow, I'm not really sorry. I don't think I did. Hopefully I didn't. That certainly is my intent. And we'll be back to some regular programming starting next week. Later.